And we back. Today we finna tap back into that 77 frequency, and I'm back dropping some more of that knowledge, coming from the spirit plane and coming from the energy of King Solomon. And the last time I was talking, we were speaking about the school system and rebuilding and reimagining the school system and building it and fortifying it that we may be at the forefront of all educations of any nation going into the Aquarian age. When you look at the school system of the day and the students that we're putting out and that we're offering as candidates to the workforce, we're doing a terrible job of preparing our kids for the workforces of tomorrow. The way our educational system is set up right now is inadequate and is ineffective to supply the workers of tomorrow. When you look at some of the fields that are emerging and you're looking at artificial intelligence, you're looking at the microchips and working with microchips and some of the stuff they doing over there in Taiwan and places like that, they way past advanced on the side of the people that we putting out and the people that's over here in America. What we got to realize is the age of Aquarius is a lot different than the age of Pisces. The tactics that we use in the age of Pisces, they're not going to work in the age of Aquarius. But when you in Rome, you do as the Romans do. And as we advance into the age of Aquarius, we got to prepare to adjust and adapt to the new technologies, the new forms of doing work and getting things done, and we got to prepare our kids to master those fields and be at the cutting edge of those fields. This is if we want to be number one, like we say. When I say make America great again, for me it's not a campaign slogan or a catchy slogan to put on a t-shirt or a hat, but for me, making America great again is a way of life. It's the fuel that motivates me to continue to move forward and begin to solve problems in our country before I even ever made it into office. You see? So, our educational workforce right now is not set up for us to be number one. It's just common sense. It don't take a rocket science to figure that out. If the technology of tomorrow gonna consist of AI, artificial intelligence, and microchips and all that, and our kids are not the best in this field, then we're not gonna be number one. We just gotta understand it, and we gotta just accept it, and we gotta adjust and do the work to put ourselves back at number one. Okay, so if I was in office, I would begin to look to Taiwan, South Korea, Kazakhstan, and some of those places over there in Asia where they technology is cutting edge. I'm humble enough to accept when maybe we may not be the best in this field or that field, and I'm willing to go to those countries and receive instruction and study and observe and take notes, and then come back to my country, which is America, the red, white, and blue, and apply it to our stuff. America has some of the best people in the world. The way our system is set up, we're adjustable and adaptable because we red and we blue. You see, so we Republican, and then we can go conservative or we can go liberal. We can go with any one of them and take for us to win. And we got to keep understanding that. And when you understand that, you begin to understand why I said it's bad for us to stack the Supreme Court one way or to gerrymander to just make one side win. That's taking away our strength, which is our versatility, and it's boxing us into one style of play. And we'll just be run to the left, run to the right, run up the middle, punt. Run to the left, run to the right, run up the middle, punt. Run up the middle, run to the right, run to the left, punt. Like we was when we played Alabama in that championship and we didn't get past the 50-yard line and everybody was laughing. But Nick Saban just was brilliant enough to figure out that all we had was like 3 plays. So let me bring my safeties and everybody up in the box. He put 9 people on the line, and your coach don't have enough heart to throw the ball. He's running into this defense with all these people right here. So what we doing is continuing to run these plays in these college programs and teach our people these outdated sciences, these outdated histories, and train them in these outdated technologies. It's impossible for us to be number one if our students are not number one. So one of the first things I would do, and I plan on doing, is rebuilding the educational system in America. We need to have cutting edge technologies in our schools. Our schools need to be number one. And this is what I was talking about when I began to speak on specialty schools. When you look at what's going on in America today, and you actually do research, what you're going to see is some of the most powerful countries that are in America that are on the cutting edge of technologies, they force to hire workers from other countries because we just don't have a candidate pool to supply them. You see, we don't have the workers with the necessary skill sets to just walk straight into Boeing or SpaceX or any of these companies and get a job. We can't supply them. So when you go and do the research, what you're going to see is they paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to get students from other countries that's going to our prestigious colleges to stay in America and work for them because America don't have the workers. Shame on you, America. You see? Because our people should be trained and should be ready to go. Any job that's available, we should have up to 13 qualified workers that's capable of filling that job. It don't matter what it is. And when you look at my overall plan, which is to make life free in America, remember one of the biggest plans anybody ever put forward in any country on the planet, to return us back to the Garden of Eden, that we may be the cornerstone for all the countries to look at and build on. Even as Christ is the cornerstone of the church, and even as stone is the cornerstone of the Age of Aquarius. This is the vision that I have for America. I want the people watching my video to remember that I said my plan was to remove this line drawn in America that created these classes and this caste system over here, but to lean towards a system that's more in alignment with the system set up over there with my friends in Finland, Sweden, and Switzerland. And you'll look and you do the research and you look at them 3 countries and you'll see that they like number 1, 2, and 3 are the happiest people on the planet. I want you to go look that up as soon as you finish watching the video, and you will see what I'm saying. And then you ask yourself, well, why are they the happiest people on the planet? Then I say, now you starting to come towards me. Come back and watch my video again. It's because of a lack of poverty over there. Poverty is something that's damn near non-existent over there. I ain't saying they don't have poor people, but they don't have poor people in the way that we have poor people. Where you can walk down the streets in any city in America and see people laying under the interstate. You can see people laying on the side of the road. You can see people walking with no shoes on with book sacks. You got skid rows in all the major cities in America, whether we're in New York City, LA, San Francisco, or even Houston, or even New Orleans or Baton Rouge. The point that I'm making is when you saying you making America great, but it's groups that's being ostracized and they being left out of the loop and they not being called to the table to get a piece of the pie, but you got billionaires becoming trillionaires and millionaires becoming billionaires, this means that our system is not fairly serving all Americans. So it's impossible for us to make America great without strengthening our roster from the first player to the 15th player. See? So this is the key to making America great. And this is the key and the staple to my plan to try to make life free for Americans. I may not be in office long enough to do that. But just to get us angled in that trajectory, would be to change the direction from which we going now, which is in decline, steeply, real fast, and it'll be sending us back upward on an upward trajectory, even as George Washington had us set on when he first set this proud country up. You understand? So my goal is to make life free. So I'm going to be making it where utilities is free. I'm going to make it where we don't hire people from other countries because our workers could be doing that. Remember I said I'm going to erase the line of have and have-nots in America, and I'm going to place it between us and another country. I have people that watch my videos all over the world, and I don't want them brothers to get offended. Don't get offended by what I'm finna say, but just understand that I'm the type of coach or type of leader that you would like to have in your country too. The have-nots gonna be in other countries. They're not gonna be on my team. They're not gonna be in my country. So that's unacceptable to me for America to have skid rows. It's unacceptable to me for America to have homeless. It's unacceptable for me for any kid to be left behind. It's unacceptable for me for people to go to work, come home, and still have an empty refrigerator and go to bed hungry. Why should we have kids in West Virginia going to bed hungry, or Compton, California, or South Baton Rouge, or Ninth Ward, New Orleans? Why is it people sleeping on the side of the road in Liberty City, and Baltimore, and Chicago, and Washington, D.C.? See? So that's unacceptable to me as the leader. That's unacceptable to me. If we have billionaires, then somehow people should at least have a couple of thousand in their pocket. Like, what's going on? So how are we distributing the riches and the wealth in our country? If we have homeless people, where is Congress continuously finding money to send to other countries? Mic drop. Take care of your house first, right? So again, the goal is to make life free. And I'm going to get back to that in a second, but I'm going to stay on the schools, then I'm going to come back to the goal being to make life free. Now, as it relates to the schools, we shouldn't be hiring people from other countries to fill jobs in America, and they jobs that pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. Think about it. Real good jobs. But you got Americans that's homeless. That don't make no sense. So under my program that I'm trying to set up, No American Left Behind, we going to fill them jobs with Americans, because we going to change our school system, and we going to begin to train our kids for artificial intelligence, for making up microchips, for all these things. Now you will have naysayers that are in position to make these changes right now, but maybe they don't have the type of ideas I have. Maybe don't have the type of mentality I have. Maybe they don't have the wisdom of Solomon. I don't look down on them brothers. But what I'm asking them is, don't stop me from rising to a position where I can make a difference in my country. Ask not what the country can do for you, but for what you can do for your country. Just like the brother said, a great America. So what I'm saying right now is, I think we should be sending our workers to Taiwan, to South Korea, and all them places that's making the microchips, so they can learn the technology, then come back to America and train our people. I come from the school of people that have a firm conviction and a commitment to all items and supplies that we use in America to being made on American soil. That's what I believe in. Remember, my ultimate goal is that America be the haves and other people be the have-nots. We can't be the haves if we buying all our stuff from other people. Mic drop again. I'm not comfortable with that. So that's unacceptable to me as the leader. When we saying we keep giving them billions because we need their microchip, I'm like, why are we not making them in America? Then you telling me, oh, we don't know how to make them. Then I'm saying, well, we need to learn how to make them. Their brain ain't no different than our brain. Their eyes ain't no different than our eyes. Their hands ain't no different than our hands. Everybody got 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 eyes, a nose, and 2 ears. Whatever they capable of doing, we capable of doing. But we got to stop being so lazy. We got to stop putting people in power and people in positions of power that don't have the foresight, don't have the vision to lead us to the top of the mountain. This is why I said, let's put politicians under contract. Every stone that I throw has the potential to kill up to 7 or 8 birds. I'm operating with the wisdom of Solomon. So it's a backlash from my stones that's gonna knock down a couple of more birds. It's repercussions that's gonna stop bird eggs from being born. I'm talking about the stones I'm throwing ain't no joke. We put politicians under contract because we want to see what they have to offer. And if they don't have the vision, then we need to put visionaries in power. Regardless of their race, regardless of their creed, regardless of their religious preferences. America is a diverse country. And when we look at our leaders, we should look at diversity because that's how the country looks. The country is not lily white. I hate to tell some people that. Mic drop. Obviously, we got a group of people that think this country is lily white, but I hate to tell you it's not. My white brothers and sisters still have a negative 9% birth rate. And it's also a problem that we're going to be discussing again in videos to come in 77 frequencies from the wisdom of Solomon, and we're going to be talking about solving them again. Because God has given us the key to even solve that. But first and foremost, we got to show up our country. We got to redo our educational system. And we got to begin to put visionaries in office, bro. The time for playing games and getting in office and moonlighting and taking money under the table and looking for loopholes like a tax evader has played out. The fat lady has sung, and we closed the doors on the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Pisces. The Piscean leaders, their time is up. I came to announce that to them. And it's time for the Aquarian leaders to step to the forefront and to begin to bring forth the new platforms, the new angles, the new rays of light streaming down from the throne of God and given to the chosen leaders of the Aquarian age. So we remake our schools. And we remake them into specialty schools. And what I would do is look at the budget in America, and I want to see the 10 greatest expenditures that we have that's going out to other countries. Like who we spending all our money with? And I need my cabinet to tell me, well, we giving $10 billion to this country because we keep buying microchips from them. I'm saying, why we buying microchips from them? Why we can't make them in America? Then they say, well, Americans don't have the skill set. Then I say, that's a problem. We need to get the skill set. So why don't we start a pilot program where we send a few workers over to that country to be trained so they could come back and train the Americans and we could begin to make them things over here. This is the difference between a visionary Aquarian leader like me and the nearsighted leaders of the Piscean age that had an idea that why don't we let those countries come and set up plants and industrial plants in America so they could make the microchips here. Like, no, I don't want them setting up nothing in America. Why don't Americans set up American companies that make microchips here just like the ones they make? Mic drop. And this is channeling the brilliance of the Asiatic black man in China. See? So this is what the Chinese do. And this is why the Chinese are great. Because they look at what you're doing. They buy a couple of them. Then they take it loose. Then they put it back together. Then they take it loose. Then they figure out how to make a better, cheaper model of what you got. off of your technology. Mic drop. We not finna be buying that from you. We actually finna be competing with you because we can make a better one than the one you got. The Art of War, Sun Tzu. This is what we talking about. So we need leaders that are visionaries. So instead of bringing their plants over here, that we don't need them over here at all. We need to send our workers over there to be trained. We need to buy a couple of their best people, borrowing from the playbook of the great legendary Rockefeller, who don't even compete with people. I love the way he do stuff. Rockefeller don't compete with. He said, I ain't got no competition. I'm going to just buy you and make you come work for me. Oh, they competing with us? Yeah, let me buy that company then. You don't compete with me. Ain't no competition. So no, we don't want you, y'all country over here. We're going to come over there and buy 2 or 3 supervisors from your company and give them CEO jobs over here to set up the plants over here and hire Americans and train them in the arts that y'all mastered over there. And we could keep American money in American pockets. Okay, so this is why we want to remake the schools. And then we can begin to hire Americans to fill them spots at Boeing and SpaceX and some of them higher paying jobs in some of the cutting edge technological fields. This is what we want to do. And this is a part of my plan to make Americans the haves and make other countries the have-nots. When you look at the billionaires all over the world and you realize so many billionaires in so many countries that have a capitalist system and a democracy, and you realize that America is the inventor of democracy and capitalist system, how are they beating us at our own system? We got problems. We invented democracy and also the capitalist system, and we the masters of these systems. So why is Johnny-come-lately countries defeating us at our own stuff? And if you ask me, I'll tell you, because Americans got lazy and at some point we decided we just wanted to buy stuff from other people. Like, we'll just buy microchips from y'all. Y'all make the microchips. We'll just, but like, no, we don't do that. There was some messed up leaders that was doing that. That's how we fell behind. I don't believe in that. I believe in America actually being the tool shop and the warehouse of the world. The same place where China is, I believe in America being that. Hey, they Asiatic blacks and they my brothers, but when I get in office, China got competition from America because we gonna totally change. And they know that. China looking at me now saying that they had him. Yeah, it'd really be a shootout. Like, yeah, I don't want no war with nobody. I don't sit here and say stupid stuff like that. We going to war with them. Like, we ain't going to war with nobody. We finna catch up on technology. We gonna put our head down. We gonna work hard, and we gonna beat them on the field of technology. We gonna defeat them at their own game. And the day that they start spending billions with us for supplies because they not capable of making that stuff, but only Americans can, is the day when we drink a cup of coffee and kick back and smile. And we become the crew that's standing over in the light. Now you see what I'm saying. So we gotta have the vision to become champions. And we can't be lazy. So no, we don't want y'all making nothing for us. Actually, we want to pay y'all to train some of our people. And while they doing that, I'm going to ease over there and buy a couple of their people that work and get them to come to our country and train our people over here. So I got 2 groups getting simultaneously trained. I move just like China. See? And I go get their stuff, then I do reverse technology just like they do, and I learn how they was making it. And then we begin to clone their stuff just like they was. I play like they play. See? I'm willing to roll my sleeves up and play exactly like the people that's winning play. I'm looking at them. Like, oh, so they got one of our drones and deconstructed it and learned how to make it. So now they making them, but they selling them for $10 less than us. Okay, let's get their best drone and let's deconstruct their stuff and let's sell it for $15 less than them. And let's meet up with them, shake hands, and drink coffee. This is what we talking about. But see, we got to have leaders that's visionaries. And this is why my first strike, my first move, the first arrow, the first stone I threw from the slingshot was putting the politicians under contracts and making it where they got to bring the contracts out for the debate in front of everybody, because that's going to equalize the battlefield and it's going to give even me a chance to defeat an incumbent with $50 billion behind them, and I could just be a self-funded candidate that's a truck driver, but I got all these great ideas and I'm a motivating speaker the way that y'all have perceived me to be. I can defeat this nearsighted, puffed up, wanna-be strong man. Now you understand. They have no vision. They have no vision. And if we keep going at the rate they going at, which is straight down real fast, we're going to end up in 8th or 9th place in this thing. We ain't keeping up with none of them countries. We keeping up with China. No, we ain't. We buying stuff from China. Don't never put that in your mind. If you go see the most technologically sharp cities or cutting edge cities in China, it'll shock you. Pull it up on YouTube and look at them. And then compare that to the infrastructure over here. Then go drink you a cup of coffee and grab your head or something. Because we ain't getting it done. No, we not great. Don't let no, we making America great. That's a slogan for you. Strengthen the roster from top to bottom. Strengthen the entire roster. Like I would do. Remake the schools. Do away with racism. Open up the roster where everybody have a chance to play. Because obviously I'm one of the best players that's not getting the opportunity. Maybe I'm too sardonic stone colored. Like Jesus in the Bible, in Revelations. So we got to do away with racism because it's a handicap and it's a cyst, a cancerous cyst in the greatness of America. It's killing our greatness. The blacks are one of the greatest racial groups on the planet. We actually set up all the systems in all the countries of the world that you're looking at right now. Remember, we got pyramids in China and Russia. Don't forget about the Bosnian pyramid in Russia. Don't forget about the pyramids in China. Don't forget about the temples in Cambodia with the black people with the big noses. Don't forget about Egypt and the role they played. Don't forget about Timbuktu. Don't forget about the Mali Empire. Don't forget about Great Zimbabwe. And Stonehenge, yeah, you know we built that. White people wasn't in no England at that time. Like, come on, man, get real. Don't forget about Snake Mountain over here and the big mountain we got in Cahokia that's almost bigger than everything over there in Egypt. Don't forget about Teotihuacan in South America and some of them great pyramids that we got over there. And don't forget about Machu Picchu that we built at the top of the world when white people were still in the Caucasus Mountains. Let's not talk about the pyramids that's under a 1,000,000-year-old ice sheet on certain continents, proving that blacks been here for millions of years. Mic drop. We set up agriculture. We set up the alphabet. We gave these people their first languages as well as we gave them astrology. Buddha was black, Jesus was black, Zarathustra is black, India is black, so we gave y'all all the gods over there too. Understand the significance of the black man when you pushing us to the bottom of the roster and you pushing us behind all these other people and not giving us an opportunity. understand the significance of us. Right? Don't look at me like, oh, he's so pretty. No, I'm a black person. That's it. So blacks have this thing called melanin that allows us to tap into the sun and receive direct downloads from no less than Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Mic drop. And one brother said, you just lost me, Stone. I said, don't be confused. The sun that we see in the sky is the physical manifestation of the Lord Jesus Christ, who gives light and life to the entirety of creation. So the problem that we have in America right now, that I see, we too stiff and stuck in our ways. The educational system that we have at the present time, we act like it was given to us by Jesus Christ or God or something. I told y'all we set up the mystery schools. The robber barons set up this educational system. And the educational system that they set up is only to make loyal, faithful, industrial workers. So they didn't set this system up to produce inventors and the creators of tomorrow, but it was only to make loyal industrial workers.